Doubles and coffee. I let it consume me for a few days, But I want to tell you this morning how dangerous the PNM fake news media is in this country. Imagine a Venezuelan so-called Minister of Justice that has no legitimate claim to be sworn in to be a minister of anything, part of an illegal government that lost an election on July 28, 2024, lost the election to Urrutia Gonzalez and the opposition, who should be the government since then, stayed in power because of an oppressive dictator who has ravaged Venezuela, who is indicted in the southern county of New York on drug-running cartel drug charges, indicted narco-terrorist Maduro. His so-called Minister of Justice calls our Prime Minister the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, duly elected by a landslide vote of citizens of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago on April 28, 2025, decimating the friends of Maduro, Keith Rowley and Stuart Smallpin Young and the PNM, who attacked the USA in Parliament, outside Parliament, on the hustings, in the newspapers, in press conferences, attacking the US Ambassador Mondelo, attacking the President then, Trump, what Trump could do we, and aligning Trinidad and Tobago, our beautiful country, with Venezuela, Russia, Iran, China, and Equatorial Guinea. This man in Venezuela, who has never met Kamala Persad-Bissessar, does not know Kamala Persad-Bissessar, has spent no time with Kamala Persad-Bissessar, our honorable Prime Minister. In a heated, venomous vengeance attack, calls Kamala Persad-Bissessar the drunken woman who's ruling Trinidad and Tobago. Now clearly, wherever he got his information from, it wasn't from personal information or factual interaction or research. It was from Rowley and Smallpin and the PNM. Now political picong and political attacks and jabs in Trinidad and Tobago domestic politics, that's par for the course. That's what part of politics, whether you like it or not. It don't bother me, and I get it some good jobs too. But when a foreign dictator or member of a foreign illegitimate government attacks your Prime Minister and the media in Trinidad and Tobago, you see, I ain't care if the PNM bloggers and the PNM supporters who decimated and have a tabanka and don't know how they get the cocktail, even down in Labrie and Point 14, and look like Labrie and Point 14 gone forever because I was down there, and the love and affection and understanding of the people of Point 14 is remarkable. PNM will never come back. Those PNM bloggers and who trying to push a picture of Penny in a football game, Penny do the Douglas a little thing now in all them football games, whether in opposition, in sport, in radio, on TV, wherever, in government, out of government, I just go my football right through. Penny, I never see you before. How I see you pictures now, you reach football? That's just an aside. But I don't care if the PNM push that. Oh, Kamala this and Kamala that. They try all of that, and Kamala still stands strong and rise to the top and is Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. But when the mass media, so-called media houses, so-called journalists, take what a member, supporter of an indicted narco-terrorist and cartel leader, an illegitimate so-called self-proclaimed president of Venezuela, who lost an election, stole an election, no statement of poll, not a vote count, and say he win. Take the words of a miscreant, a nasty dictator, A government that has killed more Venezuelans than COVID, who have locked up and oppressed opposition figures and people. 8 million human beings have fled Venezuela because of the disgusting anti-human policies of this government. And Trinidad and Tobago's media take this clown's words and print them as if they have some sort of efficacy, veracity, truth, or equality, or can be considered potent, valuable contribution to attack the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Think about that for a moment. CNC3, Guardian Media Limited, the PNM fake news media, and now Mr. Man who looking for more clicks than anything and embarrassing himself, Akash Samaru, asking a minister in a post-cabinet meeting, based on words said by a dictatorial, disgusting, illegitimate buffoon, a fool who Akash don't know from nowhere, talking about the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and formulating a question to a Minister of Defense about somebody say that our Prime Minister is a drunkard. Think about that for a moment. And think about where we live in Trinidad and Tobago and how far the media, the PNM fake news media has fallen. Because a response of a responsible, respectable journalist or media house in Trinidad and Tobago would be, one, to ignore what an idiot says who is not even legitimately in power. 2, to deal with the issue, which is the illegitimate government running a cartel and narco-terrorism, the oppression of people, the dictatorship, the stealing of elections, the lack of statement of poll. These should be some of the issues. The attacks on Guyana, the attempts to take the Essequibo, to disrespect the rule of law, the human rights violations, the why people have immigrated from Venezuela. What are the gangs doing? Tren de Agua, how far have they spread? Is it impacting Trinidad and Tobago? Where the drugs coming from? Where the cocaine coming from? Where the guns coming from that killing our children? Those are very serious issues. But when an illegitimate clown that Akash Samaru don't know, you know if that man in Venezuela does drink? You know if he does horny wife? You know if he's a rapist? You know if he kill anybody? But you come because he used PNM mantra and about Kamala is a drunkard and only turn that into a question for a government. Questions about the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, who is duly elected, respected, loved, and went through the democratic process, survived all your attacks, your lies. You all bring that to the fore and put that on the plate for the population to eat and consume. That's why I tell you, PNM fake news media, fire burn them. Furthermore, let me continue. I'm going to do 2 editorials from the Express newspaper. Editorials, It's the opinion. This is what they tell us is journalism. And I tell you, this thing is just to pick up dog tutu. Wherever your dog tutu, take the PNM fake news media and pick it up and throw it away. Right? That's all these things are made for. Let's see, out of these 2 editorials, if there's any attempt to be fair, balanced, to get down to the truth, to give the population an opinion based on fact and research. Let me see. Okay? Maybe the Douglas, I bias at UNC. Let me read now. So the first one was the opinion page on the Express on the 1st of September 2025. Deadly disconnect. It says, last Friday, Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara was citing statistics. Now, first of all, the Commissioner of Police is an independent institution. The only time it's interfered with is by the PNM. When Rowley goes to the president and gets the president to throw out a merit list and the whole police service commission collapses, okay? But the Commissioner of Police is not a UNC. He don't wear yellow. He's not yellow is the code. He is the Commissioner of Police of the independent police, right? Last Friday, Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara was citing statistics at Trinidad and Tobago Police Service ceremony to demonstrate that crime was on the decline. On Saturday, 2 persons were brazenly attacked by armed bandits. In the fatal incident, and they go and tell us how the incident. In another incident, they give us the description. Then the Express said, these incidents that they now describe, and go into detail, these 2 incidents, overwhelm the statistics. This is the analysis of the Express. That these 2 incidents that they decide to choose to write on overwhelm the statistics presented by Commissioner of Police Guevara. A 41% reduction in murders compared to 2024. A 20% drop in violent crime. A 13% in serious reported crimes, and so on. This is their position. So the position now of the Express is crime figures and statistics going down. But there are some heinous events that we now will tell you, not for the last 9.5 years. And those 2 sickening, oppressive, nasty, monstrous results eliminate the scientific and emotional analysis that the crime rate is going down. So the Express is it's against their spirit, their soul, their sinew to say statistics show that the crime rate is on the decline. The government needs to continue whatever it's doing to continue this trend. We take note of this and we hope it continues. But we can still say there are some monsters out there and there are heinous crimes. Wouldn't that be fair comment? The Express goes on. While these figures suggest that police action and government policy, it just suggests. So these figures just suggest. Though the figures which are scientific and them Express talk about 2024 and so on, it just suggests that policies are having a positive effect. But there is a long way to go before citizens start to feel safe. When Rowley was there, and Fitzgerald at Talbot, narcolepsy, sleepy, sativa, sleep with a boy, a rider, what? Not sleep with a boy, he ride a horse with a boy in his dreams on a horse, wooden ladder, sativa, Hines, said it's not his job to keep the people safe. When Rowley said in opposition that you will be judged by if the people feel safe and nobody felt safe, the Express didn't know about that. So now, the next one is, when promises meet reality, this one is about the economy and the budget coming up. And all of a sudden, the Express does not know that when a government makes a plan and gives a manifesto that it's for a 5-year term, here the Express, when promises meet reality, Dave Tanku, the Honorable Minister of Finance, gave no timeline for expected progress. He did not specify what hard decisions were in the offing and did not say in what sectors prudence would be applied. Now, this was just a spur-of-the-moment question that Dave Tanku answered and said, things are rough, but we're going to fix it, and we are going to generate revenue, and we are coming with programs. The man going to read a budget just now. But the Express tries to attack. He said, during the election campaign, the UNC critics continue. The UNC critics now. So the Express using the PNM as a basis for their opinion. Not fact, not research, not evidence. But all this requires money, and from everything Minister Tanku stated, money is in short supply. Okay. In his message, he said, the government is laying the framework for buoyant medium-term growth, which implies the population can expect little growth in the short term, says the Express. First of all, medium term is 2 to 3 years. Short term, we are dealing with the situation brought about by the PNM. So if there is a short term dearth of money, the treasury is empty, and things are rough, it's because of the PNM. But the Express would just like to attack Dave Tanku and the UNC. When Dave Tanku is saying, we've come in, we've seen the mess, we will fix it, and within the medium term, we will have lots of revenue because of the diversification, the programs, the different revenue streams, and we will handle all. The Express is trying to say that what promises were made and what the government said on the platform must be implemented immediately. And therefore, it's not a 5-year term, it's a 5-minute term, according to the Express, to try to make the PNM look good. Fire burn PNM fake news media. Ignore it. It's disgusting and it's corrupt. Bless.